Good evening to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another top 5 video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing my top 5 favorite pieces from Palace Skateboards' Spring 2022 collection. Well, now that it's officially the end of the Spring 2022 season, guys, it's time to recap it. It's time to talk about my top 5 favorite items from this season. So that includes seasonal and collaborative pieces. Now, speaking about collaborative pieces, the really big collabs this season, that is the Calvin Klein, the Mercedes AMG 2.0, and the Elton John stuff was this season as well, wasn't it? None of that stuff really spoke to me. None of it had any like awesome, huge notable outwear pieces that made me go like, wow, oh my god, I like need that, gotta buy it straight away. It was actually more so the seasonal pieces that were releasing throughout the weeks that I actually found myself enjoying more than the collaborative ones. And normally that isn't the case. Like normally in my top 5 videos I'll have like one piece from the collaborative drops in the season that'll be in my top 5, but this time around it's purely seasonal pieces. There wasn't a single collaborative piece that I was like, yes, this is sick, I need this, it's going in the top 5. So yeah, it actually really speaks, I guess, volumes of the seasonal pieces and how great they were, because there was a lot of heavy hitting awesome outwear that released in this spring 2022 season. And even some of the graphic tees were fun as well. I don't usually get around the graphic tees with the Palace drops, but there was some this season that I was like, damn, that's actually kind of cool. So yeah, guys, let's get into it. I'll be discussing my top 5 favorite pieces. It is done in a hierarchy. The 5th piece is obviously not as good as the first piece. I've just tried to gauge it on stuff like which ones I would wear the most and try and do it that way. You know, number 1 being the one that I would wear the most out of the 5, number 5 being the one that I would wear the least, but still obviously my favorites. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's dive in and have a look at piece number 5 that I really loved from the spring 2022 season. Now this one, I think it actually grew on me mainly because of the undercover for winter 2021 work jacket that I picked up recently. It's actually changed my whole point of view on work jackets in general and has got me to warm up more towards work jackets. And when I looked back on this season, I thought, you know what? This work jacket had 2 colors that were really hitting. And surprisingly, even though there was a black option, I wasn't actually feeling the black option. The jacket that I'm really feeling, that I'm putting at number 5, is the badge work jacket. Now, I really like this one just because of the badges that are chucked all over the jacket, but on top of that, the color of the jacket itself. It released in a sand, a wine, and a black, but as I just mentioned, the black one wasn't really popping for me. I really like the sand. I feel like the collar matches the sand color really nicely. But on top of that, the wine color is really nice as well. It's not like a deep red wine. It kind of just looks like, I guess, like red rocks have been, like that color scheme had been applied to the jacket to make this wine color. They're just really solid colors. I like the work jacket silhouette. The patches are fun and goofy. It's a nice solid little piece, and yeah, by the end of the season I really looked back on it and thought, nah, this is a really awesome piece, and I had to put it as piece number 5. Now yeah, I was a bit conflicted on this one for number 4. For number 4 we have the strawberry knit. Now if I remember correctly, this is throwing it back a little bit, this featured in the lookbook, maybe, hard to remember, but I really like it just for its, I don't know, kind of like its like goofiness. Like it's so playful, it's fun, it's just a single colored knit with strawberries down the arms and then Palace spelt out in an arcing text style, done where each letter I think is also like strawberries, or at least the colors match with the colors of the strawberries going down the arm. Released in 3 colors, white, a green, and then a blue. I was only really feeling the white, as the other colors were kind of but I could imagine myself like chucking this over the top of like an Oxford College shirt, just wearing it by itself, it was just, I don't know, yeah, the goofiness kind of spoke to me. I really can't describe it any better than that. I was just like, you know, that looks like dumb fun to wear. And the description for it is dressed like a nutter, so I don't know, maybe I'm just loony and I just thought, you know what, this is lit. But I really liked it, and I felt like it deserved spot number 4 in this list. Now, looking at this piece, I didn't actually think it would be rated so highly in this top 5 video, because I was like, I love it, but would I actually wear it? Would I wear it a lot? And the answer came to, yeah, I probably would. Like, a lot of the colors are really sick. I love the textures on it. It's just such a un-Palace piece to release, but it's really, really sick. And what we have at piece number 3 is the Pertex Quilter hoodie. I love this piece in the olive color. I really love the texture of the Pertex material. The colors were really nice. It just looked like a really nice single colored hoodie that I could use as a layering piece for other outfits. But because of the texture of this hoodie, it would add that little bit of spice to those outfits. You know, you can never go wrong with textured basics. And I thought this was a really cool way of handling it, because I'm assuming the Pertex material is going to be really lightweight. So maybe it'd give me that little bit of more freedom to go a little bit heavier with the outwear that I was going to wear in these imagined outfits, because this hoodie was, you know, perceived to be more of a lightweight piece because of the material choice. It just looks sick in a lot of the colors that it comes with. The only color that I wasn't really feeling is maybe the orange, just because my wardrobe's color palette doesn't really work with that type of orange. But yeah, a really sick piece that I just don't think I could see Palace doing something like this again in the future, and it just really stood out to me this season. I just thought it was a really awesome piece. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but yeah, I loved it and had to put it at spot number 3. Piece number 2. It's very typical me. Like, if you think, oh, what's Daniel's favorite outwear silhouettes? And this silhouette releases in a Palace or even Supreme season, I'm probably going to talk about it. I'm probably going to mention it. So piece number 2 is the Palace Goats Varsity jacket. I had to mention one of the Goats pieces. I was like, out of all the Goats pieces, which one would I wear the most? Would I wear the jersey? Yeah, I like the jersey. Would I wear the hoodie? Yeah, I'd probably wear the hoodie, but I've got like 10,000 hoodies, so it isn't really, you know, speaking to me as much. What would I wear the most? Well, I came down to the, you know, the final decision of that I would wear the Varsity jacket the most, because as much as I initially wasn't a fan of the material choice, I think the paneling, the ribbing, the use of color, it's just awesome. In all the colors, it's really solid, but obviously I could give you a hierarchy. I'm thinking navy is my favorite color for this one. I think probably the red or wine or burgundy or whatever the hell that color is number 2. And then the last one is the black. But I feel really bad for putting the black one last, because it's still an awesome color. Like, it's amazing. All 3 colors are awesome. It's a really solid piece. It's definitely my favorite Goats piece. I may be a little bit biased because as soon as they release a Varsity jacket, I'm like, I'm on board. I just love them, man. Especially vintage ones. Like, they're just sick. So yeah, I had to put it in this top 5 video. I felt like it deserved spot number 2. What was the piece that I was feeling the most this season? I think this is kind of a surprise for me, but let's go check it out and see what piece number 1 was. Now this one, I don't think, I mean, I guess I haven't been paying attention to Palace seasons like as, you know, hyper-focused as I have over the past 3 years compared to all other years before that. Maybe they've released the silhouette like this before and I just don't know about it, but in the couple years that I've been super hyper-focused on Palace, I have never seen them release a jacket like this, or at least I can't remember them releasing a jacket like this. This jacket was dumb expensive. There were multiple times during the season that I was trying to justify like trying to buy it, but I was like, nah man, it's so dumb expensive. But I love the one color it comes in. It just looks sick. What we have at number 1 is the leather flight jacket in the only color it came in, the brown. Yeah, this one really grew on me by the end of the season. I was recently looking at shot vintage size 52 and 54 flight jackets, and I was like, wow, something about this silhouette now is really speaking to me. I love the shearling collar, I love the leather exterior. It looks like I'm about to jump into a fighter plane and, I don't know, do some, you know, air combat. It's just a really sick silhouette that you just don't even see that often. I mean, maybe you do in your cities where you guys live, but I do not see flight jackets being worn too often. But yeah, I don't know. Recently, I've just had this love for them. I'm like, you know what? I want one, but they're dumb expensive because they all use leather. Like retail, secondhand, doesn't matter. They're all expensive. And this one that Palace released this season is no exception. This thing retailed for like £900, and I was like, Jesus. It's so expensive, but it's an awesome piece. I love the like military inspired patches on it, the duck holding the bomb on the left breast, the huge like painted version on the back of it, the colors of the leather, the colors of the shearling like collar. The interior looks comfy. It looks expensive, and it's just an awesome silhouette that, as I alluded to just before, I don't think I've ever seen Palace do this before. Maybe, again, they have done flight jackets in the past, but this one really spoke to me as like this super unique piece this season that I just really fell in love with as the season went on. And multiple times, as I mentioned, through the season, I was like, £900 isn't that bad. Not that bad. And then I looked at how much it came to in Australian dollars, and I was like, nah, it's pretty bad. So I didn't end up picking it up, obviously, but I want to. Can someone sell me a secondhand one? Can someone buy an extra large one at retail, wear it a little bit, and then sell it for like 50% off? Because I do really want it. I do really want it. But I think, honestly, I'm going to go out and buy like a secondhand one off of eBay or something like that, because yeah, it's a lot of money. £900. That's expensive. But I do really love it. It's a sweet piece. And like, look, if someone was to gift it to me, or if I was to eventually buy it, I would safely say that I would wear this all the time because of its price tag. Like, it's just such a sweet piece. I don't have any flight jackets in my wardrobe. There's just so many reasons why I would come to this piece and constantly wear it time and time again. It's just awesome. I had to put it at number one. I felt like it was justifiable. You may disagree. You may think, you know, Daniel, but if you had that Goats Varsity jacket, you'd probably wear that more. I don't know. I've got quite a few Varsity jackets that I would wear instead of the Goats one, but this is a flight jacket. This is something I don't own, and yeah, would love to. Would absolutely love to. I just don't make that kind of money where I can spend £900 on a whim and buy this jacket. I'd have to save up for it for a long time, but yeah, it's an awesome piece. I've dragged on about it enough for long enough, but I felt like I had to justify its spot in this video. I loved it. I hope Palace does more flight jackets in the future, but that is all 5 pieces, guys. We had the badge work jacket at number 5, the strawberry knit at number 4, the Pertex quilted hoodie at number 3, the Goats Varsity jacket at number 2, and the leather flight jacket at number 1. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on any of the 5 pieces that I've mentioned down in that comment section below. Well, guys, that is it. That's everything I have to say about these 5 pieces from Palace's Spring 2022 season. Very keen to start covering the summer season. They've recently just dropped the first teaser for it, so as soon as we get that lookbook, you guys know I'm going to be covering that. But yeah, I would love to hear all your thoughts and opinions on the spring season in general. Do you feel the same way that I do? That the seasonal pieces hit way more than the collaborative pieces this season? Do you agree with any of the pieces that I mentioned in this video? Did you buy that flight jacket? Did you spend the £900? It's a crazy amount of money, man. It's a huge amount of money, but what a sick piece. What an awesome piece. But anyway, yeah, let me know what your top 5 favorite pieces were from Palace's Spring 2022 season down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to keep covering upcoming Palace seasons, Palace collabs, releases, everything like that, you got to give me the 3 indicators I'm always asking you for, which is a like on this video, comment in that comment section down below, and a subscribe to the channel. The best indicator of them all. Recently, I've been asking if we could hit the subscriber milestone of 3,320 subs. Hopefully, we've only got a couple days left. Hopefully, with your guys' continuous support, we can reach that milestone before the end of April. That's everything I really got to say about these 5 pieces, about the spring 2022 season in general. I would love to have a conversation with you guys about the season down in that comment section below. But until the next Palace video, until the next streetwear talk video, until the next top 5 video, guys, I'll catch you later.